My name is Sean McCall, and today I will be looking over my project, Harry Potter, the Boy Who Suffered from PTSD. A look into PTSD in the Wizarding World. So, Harry Potter, we'll specifically be looking at the Order of the Phoenix movie, mostly, but overall, just the entire series of movies. Harry Potter is the main character of these. He is primarily known for having watched his parents die and having no family who loves him. So that makes it very difficult for him to have a proper support system, especially because of some of the limitations to mental health help in the Wizarding World that he's a part of. There's no traditional doctors there. All of their stuff relies on magic, and so they don't have any prevalence of any psychology. So I diagnosed Harry Potter with post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a disorder that occurs after a traumatic incident where the victim lives with anxiety and stress related to the incident. So the film definitely shows that most people don't really believe in it. You know, they're kind of mocking towards Harry for the things he displays. His brother mocked him for having a recurring nightmare about somebody that he watched die, and most people just straight up don't believe him. Overall, PTSD is very culturally variable. Some places definitely don't really believe that you can have such a profound effect from something bad happening to you, and in some places, bad things happen all the time, so PTSD is just a way of life. Of course, there are some statistics that lead to an underdiagnosing. It was shown from Patel in 2021 that a lack of numbing avoidance leads to underdiagnosing. Now, this was specifically in like Latin countries and stuff like that. In the current atmosphere, especially in America, there's kind of a fear of people with PTSD. It's been labeled as a violent and unpredictable form of mental illness, especially due to those people that came back from Vietnam or Desert Storm and were violent while they were having nightmares or flashbacks. So some of the reasons I diagnosed Harry with PTSD, in all three of these, he displayed all of the symptoms that were listed in the DSM-5. All of these came directly from there. As his recurrent distressing dreams, in the beginning of the Order of the Phoenix, it's shown from his brother talking to him that he had a nightmare the night before where he was saying, "Don't kill Cedric, don't kill Cedric." That was an event that had happened in the prior book, where he watched his friend be killed in front of him. So that was a very distressing event, and he's having recurring distressing dreams about it. He's had a markedly diminished interest or participation in significant activities. In the first couple of books, he significantly enjoyed going to classes and doing his work. He may not have been very good at it, but he enjoyed it. However, after these events, and after all of this stuff with his nemesis Voldemort happened, he began to have a negative alteration in his mood. He couldn't focus on class, and all he could think about were these events and what might happen in the future. There's definitely some marked physiological cues per page 172. So he has a scar on his forehead, and anytime he's around a stressor, namely Voldemort from his childhood, he has this pain in there, and his heart goes fast, and he starts to sweat. So this is a remnant of previous trauma, and this is often a cue that somebody might be suffering from PTSD. Studies show that there are often physical cues. This was from Gutner et al. And that's supposed to be from 2015. So I recommend that he undergoes some cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm thinking weekly sessions. 16 total to begin with, but he may need more depending on the severity after 16 sessions. I believe that this is going to be good for him due to a study by Benight and Bandura in 2012, the self-efficacy foundation of human agency. It's the belief of control and how powerful it is. Self-efficacy has been shown to help regulate mental symptoms, PTSD, especially through cognitive behavioral therapy. Self-efficacy being the belief in one's own capacity. So I think that this would be really good for him and really allow him to take control of his mental state. However, there's going to be some barriers for this. So, due to the world that he lives in, not having traditional medical systems, there's no accredited medical schools, there's a very distinct lack of people that have the knowledge to help him. He'd have to go through the normal people path, but he can't really do that because of a lack of a support system at home. The family that he's with, his cousins, his aunt and uncle, they don't care about him and they don't want to help him. So he might have some trouble getting the therapy. So this movie was very accurate. It's been acclaimed for its portrayal of Harry's PTSD. You know, people talk about it all the time. So overall, it's definitely very accurate. He has all of the symptoms of PTSD shown. And I think that overall, being able to show mental illness in movies and all these symptoms of them, it really raises the awareness for people and lets them recognize things and maybe help somebody else out, makes them think about those things. So I think that overall, it's very nice to have something like that. And here are my references. I used Bennett and Bandura, the social cognitive theory of post-traumatic recovery. This was the self-efficacy behavior research. I used the DSM-5, of course. That's very important for this. Gutner et al. With physiological predictors of post-traumatic stress disorder from the Journal of Traumatic Stress. And then Patel in Beyond the DSM-5 Diagnoses, a cross-cultural approach to assessing trauma reactions. That was published by Focus.